here, and welcome back. This is going to be my review for the third episode of Season 2 of The Mandalorian, or basically Chapter 10, called The Heiress. Now, this episode is directed by Bryce Dallas Howard, who did last season's episode where we met Cara Dune. So she's back to do another episode, and it's a really good one. But before we go any further, spoilers ahead. So if you haven't seen the episode, which the fact that it only dropped about 12 hours ago, there's a good chance you haven't, get out now. If you want to hear what I think, though, stick around or go watch it, come back. I'll be here. Yeah. Anyway, so spoilers ahead. Here we go. This episode picks up right after Chapter 9. This is Chapter 11, 10, 9. I don't remember. I'm losing count. So this would be Chapter 11, called The Heiress. I apologize for going to Chapter 10. This is Chapter 11. It picks up right with them limping through space. They get to Trask, and the ship is about to fall apart. Literally just falls into the ocean, and they scoop it out and put it up on a little dock. He gives Mon Calamari some money and to fix it. Gives him 1,000 credits, and the guy does a pretty crappy job. But anyway, we'll get back to that. We find the Frog Lady's husband. So don't get a name for him either, or the race still. But they're very happy to be reunited. He goes to the Frog guy, takes him to a Mon Calamari who knows of the Mandalorians, or at least people in the Beskar armor, and takes him to a Quarren who says he can take them there. They get on a boat, and of course, it's a trap. It's a Mon Calamari. Of course, it's a trap. Anyway, they try to they throw the child into the mouth of a beast, and he dives in after him. They try to trap him, and suddenly Mandalorians show up, including, wait for it, Rebel fans be ready, Bo-Katan. That's right. Katie Sackhoff appears as Bo-Katan, along with two other Mandalorians, Axe Wolves, who is played by Simon Casanidis, tough name, and Sasha Banks' character is Casca Reeves. So those are the three Mandalorians. They help rescue him, and then afterwards they take off their helmets, and you think, Jin is just like, wait a minute, that's not the way. Well, it turns out that's the way of the Watch, which he's part of, not the way of all Mandalorians. So some can take their helmets off, some can't, which explains the difference between the Rebel ones and here. So we get that out of the way. Now, he explains that he ends up going back, and the rest of the Quarren want to attack him for killing his brother, and the Mandalorians show up again and help him out. Well, this finally endears him to them enough that when Bo-Katan offers to exchange the information on where to find the Jedi for his help. And, of course, Jin accepts, because that's the pattern this season. He has to do these tasks, these side tasks, to get along the main quest. It's like playing World of Warcraft here. Anyway, so their quest is to take out a big Imperial ship full of weapons, and the four of them get on board, and it turns out my big surprise is the Imperial captain of the ship is Titus Welliver, which made me very happy. Now, if you're not familiar with Titus Welliver, he's been on Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., he's been on a ton of shows. He also currently stars as Bosch on Amazon Prime. Great cop show. If you're not watching it, you should check it out. There's a bunch of seasons. Great stuff. Anyway, back to the story. They have to fight their way through the ship. They find the weapons, and it turns out Bo-Katan has another thing she's trying to do. She insists on going to the bridge, and then as it looks like they're about to take over, Titus Welliver's character calls for backup to Moff Gideon. That's right. And Moff Gideon tells him, backup's not coming. You know what to do. Titus kills the two pilots and then starts to pilot the ship straight into the ground. Well, they get on board and stop him, and she's trying to question him. And it turns out what she wants is the Darksaber. She wants to find Gideon. So there's our plot for that. She's trying to take over, she's trying to retake the Mandalorian planet, the homeworld, and she needs the Darksaber. And of course, this guy will not give it up, and he does the cyanide capsule bite, except it's an electric charge and just fries his brain. But they pilot the ship back down, they get off, and Bo-Katan is true to her word. Well, no, they don't pilot the ship back down. He ends up jumping off, but she's true to her word, tells him a planet to go to and to look for Ahsoka. That's right. So now we got our lead to Ahsoka, so we should see her in the next episode, maybe the one after. How cool is that, folks? So, big Rebel fan, big Clone War fan, that's all coming back around. He jumps off the ship, goes back. We find the child he had left with the frog couple. Well, it turns out one of their babies spawned, and they have a little child now. And I think the child understands that he was eating the life form, and now he was all kind of playing with it, and felt bad when they left. So, and then they get to the ship, and it's barely put back together. And it looks like a sea ship at this point. It's got netting, it's got seaweed, some kind of crawly monster that the Mandalorian captures and gives to the child, and the child eats it. Because that child will eat anything. Still creepy. And now they're flying off into a very bumpy ride towards finding Ahsoka. So that was the episode. Now, it was very short. It was only a 35-minute episode, and it's probably because there was so much action to it. They can do longer episodes when it's more talking, or like the first episode of the season with the Marshal, there was a lot more talking, a lot more standing around. There wasn't a lot of special effects. I mean, there was some flying, but overall, this was a much bigger effects thing. They had a lot more stormtroopers. They had the big ships and stuff. 35-minute episode. So I do love the fact that they're just kind of bouncing these all around. It's like, how much story do we need? That's how much we tell. No filler. Good job. This was a really nice episode. Bryce Dallas Howard did a really good job directing it. Probably my favorite episode of the season so far. Really liked the Marshal. But this one's a little bit better, especially Katie Sackhoff as Bo-Katan. Really cool seeing her that way. She looks just like the character from the Rebels. I mean, the haircut, everything. Very cool. So she's going after the Darksaber, which means that she's probably going to be back, and he's going to have help going after Moff Gideon, which is very cool. Loved seeing Titus Welliver. You can put him in anything and I'll be happy. And the rest of the cast did great. Overall, really strong episode. So can't wait to see next week's. See about Ahsoka and see Rosario Dawson. So that was it. That was the big episode this week. We'll be back next week with the next review. I hope you all enjoyed it, and have a great week. Remember to hit the subscribe button, the like button, and all that other stuff. Tell your friends about it. I really could use some more subscriptions. Please subscribe. If you subscribe, you'll know when I post these, and then you can just see them immediately. So, everybody, take care.